Okay, I thought I'd make a quick little how-to video here. If you've watched my other ones about loosening, getting out stuck nuts and bolts inside of sockets, this is a tool I made. It goes right into air hammer, air chisel, and it will shoot that right out. You might want to watch that video. Stick it in there and bam, I mean, it will go flying. But I know a lot of people don't have air or an air hammer, so I thought I would show you what I do otherwise, or what you can do. Now I'm going to simulate getting one stuck here just to demonstrate. I won't try to. I found this works pretty good, the thin edge of this. It's actually harder than you think to get one stuck when you want to. Okay, so that baby's in there really good. Now, since that's a nut, you're going to, most of the time, want to cover the hole, plug the hole. So we'll just leave that in there. Of course, a broken bolt would be a whole nother matter because you don't have to worry about it. You just go for it. So about the simplest thing you can do, just take something, and I've seen videos where somebody was holding this part, the head of this, with pliers, was sticking a punch in there and pounding it. He wasn't getting nowhere. Eventually, I suppose it would have come out, but I thought, man, that is not the way to go. Just simply take something. It can be a punch, whatever. Just kind of hold this a little bit. Don't start off crazy. Just see where you're at on your, how hard you need to hit. And there you go. Quick, simple. You don't have to spend a lot of time messing with something. Normally, when something like that happens, you're in the middle of something, and I've seen this happen before. People stop what they're doing and they just focus on it. I've seen them spend 15 minutes trying to get something out. So there you go. I mean, that was stuck in there really good. Now, if you get one that's really stuck, and that doesn't work, you can take this same way, and if that's not working for you, it's just so stuck in there. This is the same idea as like a ball joint press or a bearing press, where you got something to catch that in, and it fits on this part, so it doesn't, it doesn't impede here. So just take that, and then you can either use your hand to tap on it. Done. Or if it's, like I said, if it's really, really stuck, bring out the big guns. Just do everything slow, methodically, so you're not, pinching something like your fingers. And again, let's see if I can do this. Okay, so we'll just say that's, a broken bolt head. And that happens a lot, especially on smaller fasteners. And everybody has these days your battery impact wrenches. And, some of them is pretty powerful. And I just done one the other day. I snapped a 1/4 inch slag bolt. And in this case, I have a little compressor handy that's always filled up instead of running the bigger units. So I just use this. But again, this is the same thing. Find something suitable, get it up in there, and just start off. Usually it'll come out. Again, same method if it's really stuck. Oops, wrong one. Get something that fits over that. And that gives you a little more leverage, and you can use a hammer on it. Again, start off slow and work your way up so you're not, slipping and injuring yourself. Now, also, another reason that they'll get stuck is if they get really rusty. You got all that grit on it, and you're impacting it and twisting. And that's why, for lug nuts, a lot of videos will tell you, throw everything on the cement floor. Well, it does, maybe, eventually. But this isn't about lug nuts, because most of the time, the hard ones, they're stuck in there where you don't have any way to work on them. Now, a while back, a few years ago, I made this. This is a cone off of a scrapped wheel balancer. That's like a 1/2-inch bolt from whatever, I don't even know. And that's just a rod. I think it's at least 1/4 inch. The reason I did this was I'd have something handy. I didn't have to go digging up bolts. Just a quick, I'm trying to boil it down to a simple, fastest way to get it out of there and move on. So I come up with this, welded them on there. This is for half drive sockets. This is for 3/8 drive. I have not come up with anything for 1/4 inch. I usually haven't gotten anything stuck. If I did, I don't know. I'll figure it out. You can also, something like that will work for you too. Something you got around. Just keep it simple, make it quick, get back to work. So, we'll see if this holds up one more time here, and I'll show you my handy dandy little project here. It does the same thing, but it's solid. I shouldn't say this, because I do lose things, but it's big enough and heavy enough, it's not going anywhere. Keep it off the side somewhere. You run into getting something stuck, bam, here it is. So again, you can do that, but you don't get a lot of force on it. In this case, it's filling the hole, so you can just go. Otherwise, same deal. Put this on there and either use your hand or escalate. Now, if you do have an air hammer, it works the same way. That with and if you don't want to making a tool like that, simply I welded just a rod onto a old bit, and I got a couple videos about that, and that works super good. You won't believe it. And you can just hold it, and it'll just. I thought everything would fly off. The bolt or nut flies out. I've even lost them in my messy garage. But if you have an air hammer, you do the same thing. It's stuck in there. Put that in there, and just simply give her some birds, and it'll drive her right out. So you don't even have to have a dedicated tool for that. So anyway, I hope this helps. I hope it gives you maybe a better understanding of what to do, maybe a more simplified thing. I found I couldn't find very many videos, and the ones I did, they were throwing things and trying to work them out in vices and everything else. So I found this to be the simplest, fastest way. get right back to what you're doing. As far as lug nuts, you get them stuck. Like, just for my home use, you know, I got 3/8 battery impact, and it's pretty strong. And of course, you're, you know, twisting those cheap coated lug nuts, and you go, and your natural instinct, you run it off, and then it don't want to come out very easy. Well, in my case, I'm sitting there. I don't want to keep getting up and coming in there to the garage because I'm doing it right outside the front door, not on concrete when I'm outside. Some people will run it back on and wiggle it, and I've done that, and it usually it'll come out. But if you're running into that on every one of them, what I've been doing is, if it's hammering on it even just a little bit and then it comes loose, which is normal, run it right back on and give it a quick, like that, in the opposite direction, like you're tightening it. Not hard, but that loosens it back up in there, and then you can spin it off, and I've had like 100% success doing that. Much less annoying. It goes against your instinct to just take it off. I know that. It did with me. I felt like, oh, I'll spend it all day doing it. Well, you're not. You're spending a lot less time because you're not having to, at the end of every one, trying to get it back on the threads and pull it off. So anyway, again, I hope you found this interesting, and I really hope you found it helpful, and I may have another video or two coming up. One of them is how to actually cut up a tire. There's a ton of videos how not to do it, but I worked out how to do it easily. So warmer weather gets here. It's February of 23 right now. If I get the gumption, I might make a video about that. Anyhow, we'll see you around.